Can you make the Universal Audio SD-1 dynamic microphone sound exactly like the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone? In case you didn't know, Universal Audio released the Hemisphere Mic Collection. This is an emulation suite that you can use with their microphones in order to help them emulate other popular microphones. Specifically in this video, we're going to see how the emulation does in terms of making the Universal Audio SD-1 sound exactly like the Shure SM7B. Now, for the sake of this video, let's quickly walk through the setup so you can make sure that we're doing everything correctly. Right now, I have the Universal Audio SD-1 coming into the first channel on the Universal Audio Volt 276. I figured that this is a good reason to use the Volt 276 made by the same manufacturer. The Shure SM7B is coming through the same audio interface into channel 2. Both of the switches on both microphones are set to neutral or flat. On the Universal Audio Volt 276, the compressor is turned off and vintage mode is turned off as well, so we're getting a clean signal into our computer. On the computer right now, I'm recording into Logic Pro, but the only way to make the Hemisphere Mic Collection work that I know of is it installs as a VST. This means that I can't actually apply the effect until I edit this video in post. When I edit my videos, I use a software called DaVinci Resolve. Within DaVinci Resolve, there's an audio platform called Fairlight. Fairlight allows me to apply VSTs. I can hit the drop down here, add a VST, I can add the Hemisphere Mic Collection, and then I can select which microphone that I want to use. As you can see here within the Hemisphere Mic Collection software, I can select what they call the DN7. The DN7 is their emulation of the Shure SM7B. You can tell clearly from the photo here. Now, if we hit the eye icon at the top here, you can see here that they do admit that the Shure SM7B within their software is modeled after the A model. So it's technically the Shure SM7 or SM7A as some people call it. Also here, there is a note saying that the axis knob here within the emulation is if you turn it up to 180 degrees, that simulates without the windscreen on. In case you haven't figured it out already, we do have icons up in the corners so you know which microphone you're listening to at any given time. When we switch to using the hemisphere modeling for the SD-1, you'll see that there's a logo of the Shure SM7B with it, and it says DN7 because that's what the emulation software calls it. All right, let's get to the demo. So right now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 dynamic microphone, and now you're listening to the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. Now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 microphone with the filter on 1. Now you're listening to the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. Now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 microphone with the filter on 2. Now you're listening to the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. Now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 with the filter on 3. Now you're listening to the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. Now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 with the filter back off. Now you're listening to the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. Now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 with the proximity at -100. Now you're listening to the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. Now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 with the proximity at 0. Now you're listening to the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. Now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 with the proximity at +100. Now you're listening to the Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. Now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 back again with the DN7 emulation at its default settings. Now you're listening to the Shure SM7B. And to finish this off, now you're listening to the Universal Audio SD-1 with no emulation on it whatsoever. And now you're listening to the Shure SM7B, again with no emulation on it whatsoever. Okay, so what are my thoughts here? I think generally speaking, we just have to remind ourselves that the laws of physics apply here. You can't make one microphone sound like another microphone unless you design it in exactly the same way. If you want the SD-1 to sound like the Shure SM7B, then you just need to copy the components. That being said, you can see what they're trying to do with the emulation here. They're trying to put a little bit of that flavor into the SD-1. Does it sound exactly like the Shure SM7B? No, it doesn't. Does it bring it a little bit closer? Maybe a little bit. Does it add a little bit of the character of the Shure SM7B into the SD-1? A little bit. But even by their own admission, they're not even trying to copy the Shure SM7B. They're trying to copy the first gen Shure SM7, the one that was actually featured on Thriller, which is a little bit different than the Shure SM7B. So that is important to note here with the comparison, that they're not even trying to make it exactly like the Shure SM7B. That being said, my final thoughts here are that the Shure SD-1 coming with this Hemisphere Mic Collection does open it up. It does give this microphone more value. Is it a direct copy? No. But does it give you more tools in the toolbox for your recording? Of course it does. Is this a ton of value for the price of the SD-1 compared to the Shure SM7B? It is. Which one would I buy if I had to buy just one of these microphones? I would buy the SD-1. I think now, especially at the price point, we do have links down in the description below if you want to compare the pricing. At the price point, the SD-1 is a no-brainer over the Shure SM7B. As long as you're okay with a white or light gray microphone in your shot, I think that this gives you way more value than the Shure SM7B. The emulation here is just one part of that extra value that you get when you buy the SD-1. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any other questions about this, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Again, if you are looking for pricing or specs for anything you see in this video, we have links down in the description below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.